Hi everybody, Ben here from Artless Ordinary. So today I'm going to do another one of those multiple ring pours with the swirl, but I've got different colours. I haven't been able to find smaller cups at the moment, so I have to use these bigger ones. But I have white, I have brilliant red, and then I used crimson, but the crimson was too close to the red, the brilliant red, so I added a bit of purple to it. I didn't measure how much purple, I just added a few extra little blobs into it. So that's the brilliant red, that's the crimson with purple, and then I have the, I always forget the name of that one, it's the dark one. The burnt umber. So I don't want to add black because I'm actually not liking the latest black that I've got. It doesn't, I don't know, it just seems like the molecules aren't holding together properly and it creates unusual effects in the paint. So I decided to leave that one out. But first we're going to go a little bit of white, but I'm going to make sure it's a smaller amount. Oops. I added too much last time and I wanted a smaller amount of white at the bottom. So I'm happy to do my first layer a little bit thin, a little bit less, and then do the second layer bigger. Just because the circles get tighter as you get closer, as you get to the end of the cup. Sorry, I shouldn't try and talk while I'm concentrating because it don't always make sense. And these are mixed 60 grams paint, 60 grams floetrol, and 5 grams water. They're still relatively thick because the mont paints are quite thick. I'm hoping these colours work well together. And I'm not sure whether I'll swirl as much as I did last time or a bit less. I think it's just a matter of looking to see how it's going while it's on the canvas. Okay, that's the white done. Now the brilliant red. I wasn't sure whether to do a red one or a blue one because I actually quite like blue. And there is a little bit less paint, so the first time I used 50 grams of paint, 50 grams pouring medium, of floetrol. This time I used 60, but I've only got 4 colours, not 6 or 5. Oh, I can't remember. There's less colours, so I'm hoping, and I actually think I had a little bit too much paint last time, so I'm hoping this all works out a bit more evenish. I don't think evenish is actually a word, but you know what I mean. Alright, last colour. But yeah, definitely I got to get some smaller paper cups because these ones are only half full and I don't need them to be this large. But I want paper cups so I can actually bend the nozzle to a little spout. Okay, so put these aside over here. Trying to work out exactly where I should be putting them. That's approximately where they're going to go. Doesn't have to be absolutely precise. Yep, that should be okay. Oh, I'm supposed to check. Is it recording? Yes, it is. So, I'm going to put the cup to a spout. I'm going to pour. And do rings. Pardon me. So as you can see, I've probably still got a fair bit of paint, but that's okay. And now we'll do this ring here. It's going to push against the other one, but that's okay. So it doesn't look like there's much white in it at the moment, but as we tilt it and stretch it out, that white will get bigger. Because I didn't want the white to take over. Sorry if I go quiet while I'm doing this. I tend to stop talking when I'm concentrating. So as the paint slows down, you just make your circles a little bit more tighter. There we go. Last one. So probably what I have noticed, and I didn't think about it till just now, but probably one thing I could do is once the paint starts going on the canvas, it does get heavy in the center and it starts pulling the other circles I've already done down to the middle. Could probably put something underneath it to keep the middle of the canvas level to how it was, because I can see these two moving to the center. Whoops. Let's see, I can't do too much while I'm trying to do circles. It distracts my concentration. Alright, and leave it as that. Yeah, these two were pulling down towards that center going that way because the weight of these three circles was making that happen. Just have to grab my corner catcher. Which I actually should have made another one. I need to make one that's a little bit bigger. I think I need one that kind of goes a little bit further down the sides. Not just the very, very corner. Especially with this thicker paint. Takes longer for the paint to actually get into that corner that you start losing it over those two sides. Don't know if I have anything I could use right now. Okay, but first of all, we want to kind of cover in these gaps. So you want to move the paint, but you want to watch your pattern. So I'm going to go that way, and I'm going to come back, try to straighten up this shape a bit more. So I'm going to come down this way and do the same thing. Go down a little bit and then come back. While the paint's low, I'm going to go down to this edge and then come back up. I might be trying to move my paint a bit too quick. I'm going to get the corner catcher ready because I think I want to go in this corner before I go out of shape too much by tilting it. Yeah, see how I'm losing paint off the top before it actually reaches the corner? That's the only issue I have at the moment. It's not end of the world issue, but it's just something to watch. So I think if my corner catcher was a little bit bigger, that would be a little bit easier. So I'm just trying to maneuver the weight of the paint in the right spot. Yep, into that corner. Okay. Alright, slow down, Ben. Slow down. It's different when you do different pours, because I'm used to doing like a pearl pour or something where I actually move the paint quickly over the edges. And this one, you want to take your time a little bit more with it. Now, where's the weight? Up here. Into that corner, come back. Wait goes that weight of that paint over there. There we go. Get that up and out of the way for now. Okay, so I do want to swirl this, so I'm going to bring the weight down and around. And just watch where the main bit of the paint's flowing. Okay, now just make sure that your corners are completely covered. Like this one over here isn't. So I just grab the runoff that runs off underneath it and just dab it on, because some of the paint will end up stretching down. Corner catcher out of the way. This corner is. I'm going to run my finger along there anyway. I'll do it afterwards with my actual palette knife. But for now I just use my finger, get the excess off. I'm not going to continue to swirl this one. I don't want to over swirl it. It's got good movement at the moment. Let me get my gloves off because they get in my way. I so worry about dripping paint off my glove onto the canvas, so I have to get them off. So I like it how I've given it a swirl, but I didn't want to over swirl this one. I think the colours were going to blend a little bit differently. But you've definitely got rings and you've got movement happening. I wonder if I'm a little bit... Do I need to bring it down this way slightly? Paint might want to, it's heavy, so the paint might want to move its own way back again. But I just wanted to bring that down a little bit. But I've got, you can see the rings, you can see how it's swirled around. Definitely a little bit, turned out a little bit different. There is less colours, but I actually like how it's quite red. And the white's actually stayed white. Hasn't gotten very pinky, which some areas over here have lightened up, but it hasn't actually gone pink, which that was what I was hoping to avoid. If I swirl it too much, I think the colours will mix and I might get more pink in there, and I don't actually want pink this time. And I'm going to give it a slight little torch just to pop any bubbles. Okay, there we go. So ultimately this is about done. I don't really think I need to do any changes or modifications, because I will mix the colours more by doing more alterations. I'm just going to scrape my edges properly with a palette knife. or whatever utensil you prefer. My finger just didn't get enough of it off. That side I'll have to do in a minute once I move all my cups and my corner catcher. I'll do that afterwards. So there, this is it. This is ring pour with the swirl. I had a couple of other paintings I wanted to do today, but I have to rearrange my art room and get a couple of things out from it that I need, that I haven't used for ages. So for now, this is it. But it's a long weekend. It's Easter now, so it gives me a chance to actually do a couple more artworks and sort a few things out so I can hopefully do something a bit different. I'm going to bring you down for a close-up. And there we go. That's pretty cool. I like it how I haven't over swirled this one. But yeah, I would have got more of this pinky colour that's coming through over here if I had have. So I thought, no, I want the defined white and red. And the plum, or the red mixed with the purple, is actually quite good. It hasn't overtaken or anything like that, but it has given it a bit of richness. Even the burnt umber. Can't really see a lot of the burnt umber in there. You can see different deepness of colours, like it's over here, but it hasn't really taken over or been overly dominant, which is kind of good. I wanted it to be red with white. So let me know what you think. Let me see if I can get a close-up actually. So there's the rings. They're quite defined and stretched, which is good. Alright, so comment, like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. And when you subscribe, hit the bell and click all. Thank you so much everyone, and I'll see you soon on this long weekend for another pour. Okay, bye.